Looks like we made it here in one piece.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
There's no point in reading it unless you plan on making it.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how...
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him, too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its lake of death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
You don't look so good. Are you all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niaz was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadeye.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadeye for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadeye's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadeye wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Miguel, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almeidrea?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almeidrea did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almeidrea do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almeidrea resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia
was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Retreat if you know what's good for you! Elusive deity!
Release! Far enough! I'm going in! Engaging!
Go get him! I'm ready! Fight! Ready!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And pummeling to me!
Light!
Shattering the pieces! Take this! Double this one's mine!
Bullseye!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Now you see what I can do! Air pressure!
Sword Rain Alpha!
You think that shield will save you?
I see one, eh? It's almost too strong! Let it open! Be my guest!
Nothing gets by me!
Denied! I'll face you!
Do it!
Release destruction!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Got it!
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahag-Sar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute. That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsev when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought I was a goner.
Balsev's brute strength was in a league all its own. Yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything. Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Radiant here!
Elusive deity! Rotating
Here's the
flame!
flame!
Rising wyvern!
Here goes!
Soaring light spin!
One last one!
Bloody howling!
Resonate with the
Blood!
Here goes! Mega ray! One last one!
Rising wyvern!
Take
Elusive deity!
Bullseye! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Coming through!
Here goes! Not in your dreams!
Elusive deity!
My this one's mine!
Tell me, you have considered your purpose in life?
Here's another! Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle! Here I go! It's cold! I'm ready! Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Let's see what he's got.
Locked and loaded! Annihilation!
Rising Wiper! On your That may prove a thorn in our side.
Lightning orb!
Fire support! Remind you
I'll
smash you!
Here goes!
Dragon
Not in your dreams! Do it! Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Certainly not bad.
No complaints here.
Coming through!
You've got spirit! Here goes! Full time! Here goes! Glacial steel! Here goes! Take that! This one's mine! Hey, I never miss! Full time! Lightning orb!
No, stand back!
Here goes!
I'll check it out.
Glacial steel!
I'm ready for
Demon's descent!
flashing fang!
Far enough! One last one!
Everyone hanging in there?
We've got all the ingredients for that recipe now!
Great. I'll let you cook them.
Wait, what?
Little help!
Can you take it? Can you take it?
Lightning orb!
I won't show you any mercy!
Let's get started! Take that! Not in your dreams! Go get it! Lightning orb! Here goes!
Resonate with the
Close flight! Bullseye! Here goes! Reload!
We managed to pull through.
Get lost! Go get it!
In a bind?
Mega ray! Take the laser charge to me!
Denied! They really don't give up, do they?
Here's another! I never miss! Hey, go get him!
I'll smash you!
Water! Hear my call! Spread! Hear me! Hey, learning! Water! Hear my call! Here goes! Full time! Here goes! Healing blast!
Resonate with you?
Go get him! Not on my watch! Here goes! Bullseye!
Air pressure!
Lightning orb!
Being interrupted.
Flame of fury!
Can't get out of this!
Here goes!
Ready to go! You're mine! Far enough! It's over!
Finish it! Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Well then, let's keep moving.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Lost! Go get it!
This one's mine!
One last one!
Ready and rare! I'll smash you!
Do it! The duel of the hour! Flame of Here goes! Ready!
Got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman win! Here's another!
All yours!
Another incantation ruined.
Here's evil!
Finish it!
This is it! Go get him! Flawless blow! Arch sealed! Here's not on fire!
astral
Here's evil! That's my cue!
Shut him down! I'm ready!
Looks like we got them all.
An opponent like this should be easy.
In a vine? Demon Fang! Not today! Damn it!
I'm ready! You'll pay for what you did!
You got spirit! I'm ready!
Take that!
Lightning
Bullseye!
Hurricane
Freeze
Blast!
laser!
I can carve through armor!
Arch sealed!
Heal!
In here! Not on my watch! Huh. Here's another! Searing flame! Below! Searing flame! Radiant pierce! Here I go!
Not today!
Soaring blast! Glacial spear! Here's evil! Freeze laser! Into the shadows! Here goes! Lightning orb! Healing flame of fury! Burning! Go get it!
Take this!
Lightning orb! Water! Hear my call! Bullseye! Glacial spear! Here's evil! Go get him! Freeze laser!
I can carve through armor!
Here goes!
Bloody
Here I go! Here goes! Not on my watch! Ha! This one's mine! One last one!
The enemy wields our shield.
We'll soon see about that! Healing circle!
Take this!
Lightning orb!
Dance on the wind!
Here goes!
This one's mine!
Go get it!
I'm ready!
Lost!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Don't push yourself too hard.
This looks nice and tough.
What's with that shining foe over there?
Brace yourself!
Here
This
goes.
one's tough!
There! One last one! Lightning orb!
Rising falcon!
This glacial spear! Here comes evil! Slow!
No
These ones
further.
can run rings around us!
Finish it!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Slide!
Radiant Light! Searing Flame!
Here I come!
Can you take it?
Lightning orb!
Raining flash!
Radiant Flame!
You!
Do it! Go!
On your
Get toasty!
bird strike!
Gravitas Field! Here's another!
Can you take it?
Dance on the wind! Finish it!
Hey, Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zugals the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted. Let's see what you've got. I see one, eh?
Get started! Not in your dreams!
Bloody holiday! Burn in hell! On your
I'm a true gunslinger around here!
got you now!
Lightning orb! Hear my call! Blood! Hear me!
Be my guest!
One last one!
No further!
Burning strike! Here goes! One last one! Lightning orb!
Eternal devastation!
Radiant
You picked the wrong one! Wide open!
It won't escape me!
Blood light! Go get it! Here goes!
Eternal devastation!
Denied! Head not in your dreams! Head one more! Water! Here lightning orb!
Rising falcon!
Blood light! Head take that! Water! Hear my call! Here goes! Take that! Here's evil! Freeze laser! Lightning orb!
Burn in hell!
Tempted swirl! Here goes! Primed and ready! Where are you going? One last one!
Take
Radiant
this!
fire!
I'm ready!
Go get him!
Blow them away!
This is... I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
Looks and
Smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for, I doubt it was anything of repute. Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
A barrier. That may indicate Almadria is near.
Then we've got to find a way to get through somehow.
Let's see if we can find something that'll release it.
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almadria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almadria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almadria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? Ugh, my head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almadria.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it. What could this be? This won't be easy.
Don't be such a pessimist.
It's over!
Do it! Neon, astral energy, full throttle!
Bathed in blood.
Bloody
howling!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Let's see what you've got.
You picked the wrong fight!
Can you take it?
Here, let me help.
Your reflexes will not serve you well.
Ikara, frozen.
Hammer! There! One more! Mega Ray! Go get it! Mega Ray! Do it!
Elusive deity!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Let's dispose of the trash. Where are you going?
Arch shield!
We're not finished!
I want to take my revenge on you! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Here, one last one!
No further! Be still!
Here goes! Reload!
I'm ready! In an instant! Impact block!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
and thus our... strength yet grows. Retreat if you know what's good for you.
I'm ready! Captivity! Here's annihilation! You'll have no mercy! Got you now! One last one! Hit! Glacial spear! Here's the
Be my guest! My shield!
Freeze Lancer!
Can you take it? Get on the wind! I'm ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Radiant Hit! Go get him! Not in your dreams! Here goes! Bullseye!
Spear!
Take
Begin!
your turn! Radiant Storm! Glowing light!
Now or never!
Here goes!
No further!
Watch out! Mega Ray! This one's mine!
Here I come!
Here's another! Will this help? Lightning Orb!
A scream bathed
Healing
in blood.
anything in order!
Bloody hollow! I'll smash you!
I owe you one.
Ready to go! Bullseye! Denied! Go get him!
Ignite!
Glacial Spear! Here goes! Here's evil! Bullseye! Finish Alpin! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Gotta break through!
One more! Here goes! Here! Here's another!
They smite with
Lightning
dragon
Bolt!
execution!
Rising Wyvern!
Tempest Swirl! Do it! Swirl Slice! Burning Strike! Here goes! Here's the Swirl Slice! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
Barely a blip on our radar.
That food there looks pretty tasty.
Yep, we can fix that new recipe with it.
I eagerly await the final result.
Gotta break through! I see one, eh?
Can't get out of this!
Take that! Radiant Storm! Water! Hear my call! Spread! Anything in order is Lightning Orb!
They carve through armor!
My shield!
I'm ready!
Far enough!
Dragon Sword! We're not finished!
Take that! Where are you going?
Ignite!
One more! Mega Ray! Do it, sweet dreams!
Leading pile driver!
Not on my watch! Here goes! I'm ready for the next battle!
An opponent like this should be easy.
Here's enough! Searing Flame! Reload! Fire
support!
Armor might would save you!
I can't heal you forever! Mega Ray!
Being interrupted.
Raging War!
Onward!
Nothing gets by me!
Air pressure! Lightning orb! Spread!
Don't get complacent.
Forgive you! Take that!
In a bind? This one's mine!
Glacial Spear! Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
I'm ready!
Lightning Storm! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Take it!
Begin! Double demon blast! Do as I say! On your
Lightning!
Here I come!
Not in your dream!
Take this! Armor won't save you! Eternal devastation!
Here's another! Lightning Orb!
This one's mine! You won't make a fool of me!
It's weakened!
That might this ends now! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Lightning Orb!
Tornado drive! Now or never! No further!
Annihilation!
You picked the wrong fight!
Hear me!
Begin!
Lightning Orb! Here I come! Blood!
Portal blade! Air pressure! Double
Go
demon
get
blade!
it! Take it! You're mine! Lightning not in your dreams!
Anything in armor is all
Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle! Here's some! This one's mine!
Now you see what I can do!
Here I go!
Eternal devastation!
Raging storm! Swallow's flight! Searing flame! Reload!
Captivity!
Radiant pierce!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Almost stopped up! Gotcha!
Burn!
Annihilation!
Leave the charge!
Radiant pierce!
Rending you apart!
I'll heal you all! Bullseye! Lightning orb!
That's too much!
Dragon Swallow's flight!
Thanks! Seismic rupture! I owe you one!
Into the chasm!
Rising effort!
Mega ray! Annihilation!
The enemy feels ours
Take
too!
that! We'll soon see about that!
It's time to finish this!
Die! Consuming wildfire! Graviton field!
Finish it!
Lost! Demons descend!
Flashing bang!
With this, I can become even stronger.
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking. The way this key's been placed, it's like she's daring us to come find her.
Yeah, like it's all some damn game to her.
What's wrong? Oh, sweetie. Is something scaring you?
Maybe he just... doesn't like being in her room.
I think there's more to it than that. What could it be?
Is this the ship's cargo? What a pain. I can't see anything past all this stuff.
Be on your guard. For all we know, there could be something hiding around here.
Discourteous, aren't you?
My power won't save you! Elusive deity! Not today! Damn it!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
This one's mine! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! This one's mine!
Split it up! Be like it!
Leave the chargers to me! Far enough!
One more!
You require a
Great
hand.
eagle!
I'm ready!
Here!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
What could this be?
Retreat if you know what's good for you! Rending you a bloody ignite!
I'm all stuffed up!
I'm ready!
One more!
I can carve through armor! Here! Rising falcon!
Lightning orb! Lightning! Down!
Looks like we won.
This looks nice and tough.
An opponent like this should be easy. This one's mine!
One last one! Far enough!
On your
Hit?
knees.
Those flying creatures are a real pain in the butt!
Can't get out of this!
Go for the weak point! Lightning orb! Tempest, no! Arc field! Here! Not in your dreams! Take that!
Bloody howling!
Flawless flight! I'm out!
I'll smash you!
One more!
Now, all it's reeling!
Take it down!
You picked the wrong fight!
Annihilation! Radiant, here! Lightning orb! One last one! Water! Hear my call!
I'll thank you.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Radiant
On your
star!
knees.
Water! Hear my call! Flawless flight! One last one! Here's a healing
No
arc!
further!
I'm ready!
It's too much!
Aid! Far enough! One more!
Elusive deity!
Lightning orb! Here goes! Flawless flight! It's over! Here I go! Back into the front!
Burn in hell!
Feel! Here's the water! Here's the Not on my walk! Here's
I'm
the
ready.
needle. Go, Helene!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Did that get rid of the barrier?
We'll just have to go back and check.
Only one last place to look. Straight ahead.
Almadria.
There she is! Almadria!
But all alone? Watch yourselves. She's probably planning something.
I was getting rather tired of waiting around. Oh my, and I see you came along as well, Danon Witch.
Almadria.
What's this? I thought you couldn't stand the sight of me. Go on, little one. Show me the full force of that hatred of yours. Otherwise, run and hide like a rat you are.
That's enough! How can you smile while causing pain to so many others?
That is the way of those who possess great power. The very way we Renans live by. Those with power set the example, and those without it are forced to obey. Though you two seem to have forgotten that's the way these things work.
And you really think that justifies your actions? You turned all those people into a hollowed sea!
What foolishness. It's only natural that the fate of a slave differ from that of its owner. Very well, I admit I did fan the flames just a tad back in Niez. But it wouldn't have mattered in the slightest if there hadn't been a spark to ignite. Without it, my actions would have been fruitless. Ultimately, it was their very own burning hatred that laid them to waste. To say it was all my fault is simply laying blame at the wrong feet.
No one's perfect. We all have darkness in our hearts. But the atrocities that you've committed, they're unthinkable! Your heart is nothing but darkness!
What a fool! To think time and time again you would challenge Renan authority without so much as an inkling of how things actually work. Such ignorance is why your kind has been enslaved for 300 years.
Almadria.
Well, if it isn't Lord Dohalim.
These people are my allies and friends. I won't let you insult them so.
My, what a shock. I never would have expected you to claim mere slaves as your companions. If I didn't know any better, I would question your noble lineage. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. A traitor such as yourself hardly deserves to be called a lord.
You are nothing compared to Dohalim.
Rinwell.
He would never stand by and laugh. His people hollowed!
Ha! What does it matter? You're descended from those who allowed the power and knowledge entrusted to them to wither away. Your pitiful family may have feared it, but I do not. That knowledge and power is all mine to command. And now, you will witness what that power's truly capable of! Mesmold! Enjoy your meal! Such sad eyes, child. Let me reunite you with your parents.
Shut up! I'm gonna take you down if it's the very last thing I do!
That's right. Loathe me. Every step brings you closer to being me!
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm nothing like you! Mega Ray! Close blood! Power of blood!
No further!
One more!
Eat dirt! Tempest engulfs you!
Ready! Water! Hear my call!
Take this!
Here's a
Armor won't save you!
Ready to go! Flame of fury!
Take this!
Burning strike! Water! Hear my call! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Deny!
Raging where are you going? Bullseye! Water! Hear my call! Water!
Eat
Hear
dirt!
my call! Glacial spear! Here's evil! Here comes Green Blazer! One last one! Searing flame! Reload! One hit!
In a bind?
Burning strike! Water! Hear my call! Not in your dreams! Here comes Lightning Orb!
Not today!
Burning with hatred.
Nothing gets by me!
Rising Wyvern!
Crush them! Searing flame! Florida! Reload!
What's she doing now?
She's infusing her beast with more power.
Get ready! One more! Lightning is down! I never miss! Bullseye! Burn in hell! Take away! Power of water! Raging storm!
In a bind? Zen for me! Ready and ready! Now you see what I can do!
Not on my watch! One more!
I'll handle it. Denied.
I'm out! I'm all stuffed up! My God! Last one! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here's a heavy help! Here's our aid! One last! Where are you going?
Take no further!
Not in your dreams!
Do it!
Lost! Demons descend!
Flashing fang!
Lightning condemned!
Now you see what I can do!
Here goes! More where that came from!
They're attacking separately!
I can't land a hit on him!
Keep an eye on it. And take out the monster first. Burn up!
Slow flight!
She's no stranger to astral arts.
I can take care of that!
Yeah, take it away!
Close one!
You will suffer!
Lightning on the annihilation! Slow flight!
Elusive deity!
That looks bad.
Wits about you, people.
Elusive deity! You're mine! Take this!
The winds of judgment blow your way. Fall beneath impending calamity. Chaotic disaster.
This one's mine!
So that's the trick up her sleeve.
Your astral arts aren't so special. And now, they're mine!
Denied.
Forgive me. This is mine.
Being interrupted. In a bind?
Go get him! Lightning orb! Break it up! Another dream!
Anything in order is all mine!
One last one!
Ignite!
Far enough.
Lightning orb! The first one! Tempest Slow flight! I never miss!
Another incantation ruined.
Will this help?
A scream bathed in blood.
You will suffer!
I'm water. Sorry.
I couldn't make it in time.
There! Flame of fury! Burning!
Her master core.
Not while I'm around, she isn't!
Slash!
Healing circle! Here comes full
Ridwell!
I'll never forgive you!
What?
I'll take you down! You don't scare me!
Go for it, Rinwell!
Hit her now! Here's a nice dance in the wind! Not on my watch! Freeze laser! One last one!
Resonate with the
Raging
earth!
star! Slow flight!
Pierce through!
By the power of water!
You will suffer!
Annihilation!
Deity!
Here goes! I'll end you! Astral energy!
Say no more!
You murdered my mother and father. But I'm not like you.
in well.
Even now, I hate you. But here I am, unable to let go. Honestly, even if I took my hatred out on you here and now, it wouldn't make me feel any better in the long run. I realize that now. So, I won't kill you. I'll take you in and make damn sure justice is served the right way.
You would dare mock me with your foolish, useless pity? A Danon, nothing more than a mere slave. I won't allow you to...
It's not about what you think. Or being Danon or Renan. Because you'll atone for the crimes you committed. And that's all.
It's that swordsman again.
Oh, Lord Volron, what brings you here? No, forgive me. I've forgotten myself. Please allow me to make it up to you, my lord.
Silence now, wretched snake. Does it hurt? It should. That pain is proof you're still alive. Enjoy it.
Volron. Years ago, the Lord of Ganneth Haros met a sudden death. His successor was a man by that very name, Volron.
And like a restless lover, I've come back for more. Stop right there! Think you can cut me down? What?
Wait, what just happened to him? Alvin! Say something! Let go of me! Let me go!
Shion!
Alvin!
Shion!
Alvin!
Come and find me, if you truly are the Sovereign.
After all this time, I'll be free from this hell. I can finally go home. I doubt I'll ever see this place again. Might as well walk the block once more for old time's sake.